What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. So now seeing Alina Habba, Trump's legal spokesperson and attorney, bringing us new evidence on that corrupt, unconstitutional gag order we've seen being placed on Donald Trump by that Judge Juan Merchan, detailing how this could potentially begin him, in a world of trouble, opening new doors of trouble for Judge Juan Merchan and that corrupt DA Alvin Bragg, guys. I'm excited to get into the update, see exactly what's got them panicking. So we're gonna get straight to the clips and I'll get my thoughts on the back end, guys. So definitely stick around to the end. You guys get my thoughts on the back end. And also YouTube pushes this video out. Definitely stick around till the end, you guys. Let's get straight to the news. Before we can do that though, make sure you guys hit that like button for me and also hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. Let's get into it, y'all.
Alina Habba, the habanero.
What?
Has 2 points. One, she's nailing Alvin Bragg. Another one, she's nailing Judge Engoron on these Trump trials. We're going to get to her. First, we're going to have some of these slackers over at MSNBC ending up defending Trump. Watch this. Oh, wait. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Now watch this.
And breaking news, former President Trump's legal team has just filed a motion asking Judge Arthur Engoron to recuse himself from Trump's civil fraud case.
Okay, so first, this is the big one. Why is Judge Engoron demanded to recuse himself? This brand new piece of evidence just came out in the last 48 hours against Judge Engoron, and Trump team is going to try to get him recused. If he doesn't agree to recuse, it would help open him up to an appeal. Let's watch.
Basically, what happened is over the course of 2 interviews, Bailey said that he reached out to the judge in this case, Judge Engoron, suggesting to him potentially how this case should proceed. And I want to read the quote so that we can get it right. I wanted him to know what I think and why. I really wanted him to get it right.
So no big deal. A lawyer reached out to Judge Engoron saying he really wanted him to get it right. Now, that is not exactly news because any lawyer can reach out to a judge and say these things before trial, but there's more detail. Watch this.
So there's a potential issue here that exists when a non-party to this case, so it's not Trump's attorneys, it's not the attorney general, when a non-party reaches out to the judge should immediately, traditionally, according to the legal experts we've talked to, stop that discussion.
Okay, so normally a judge would say, hey, don't give me this discussion. That still isn't what the problem is.
But it might be prudent for the judge to notify the parties, hey, I was walking down the hall and having lunch, and all of a sudden Tom Winter, this reporter, approaches me and he says XYZ about the case.
And that's it. It was the lack of disclosure. Judge Engoron did not disclose this stuff. It had to be found out by this lawyer doing an interview. Just to contrast Judge Engoron with what Judge Juan Merchan did. Remember when that post came out in Facebook of someone claiming to be a cousin of one of the jurors and that he was tipped on the stuff or whatever? First thing Juan Merchan does, he sends a letter out to both sides saying this post happened on Facebook. Now, Judge Engoron, if he had disclosed this conversation he had before this trial, he might be safe. He could have told both sides, just so both of you know, Trump defense and the prosecutor, this happened, but he didn't do it. So now it's a cover up and now he's in trouble.
They're effectively saying the judge here should have told us that this attorney reached out to him with specific information. And by the way, it's not just any random attorney. This is somebody who's been cited by the New York Times, obviously was speaking with our colleague Melissa Russo about their professional opinion because he has a lot of experience.
So that's part of Judge Engoron being in the cover up. There's an article coming up. I'm just going to give you this headline because we'll get it at the end after these other videos. Alina Habba issues ultimatum to Judge Engoron. Let's get to Alina Habba on Fox.
DA Alvin Bragg has now tried a renewed attempt to continue the gag order against President Trump, the same gag order that violates every American's First Amendment rights, let alone the candidate for president, the leading candidate for president.
Okay, so now this is the other front that Trump is doing against Alvin Bragg, is they're trying to remove the gag order so he can actually perform in a debate next week against Joe Biden. He can actually say things from the trail. He knows that the Democrats are hunting him, waiting for him to say any word, and they can tie him back up in another court case.
He's renewing his claims that it is necessary to maintain them, even though the trial is over. He is stating that the reason is because, once again, those very scary MAGA, Make America Great Again, Republicans in our country, the people that love our country, happen to be the cause of fear for a judge.
Now, remember, this means that Alvin Bragg could keep that gag order on Trump forever, because there's going to be MAGA people out there and around. He can also gag all of us because we're the dangerous types of people. That's why this court case, this absolute gag order, has to be removed.
Well, they have to appeal. I have a piece in tonight's Wall Street Journal in which I urge people like us file lawsuits against New York. After all, we have the right to hear Donald Trump in the election.
And this is a great case against the gag order by Alan Dershowitz, Democrat, or he has recently left the Democrat Party, over this case, by the way. He said that we should launch lawsuits because we have a right to hear from Donald Trump.
And this gag order says that Joe Biden can accuse Donald Trump of being a felon, having been convicted by an unfair jury, unfair judge of a non-crime. He has the right to do that. But Donald Trump has one hand tied behind his back.
Just think about this conversation during a debate. What Biden can say about Trump, he can say you're a felon, and Trump can't say, yeah, but that case was fake news. That was a cheap fake. I'm a fino. Felon in name only is what we call Trump's felony. He's not a true felon.
The First Amendment applies not only to Donald Trump, the speaker, but to all of us, the viewers and the listeners. We have the right to hear a full and complete debate, not a partial debate in which Trump is restricted about what he can say.
We can't hear Trump even defend himself about his own court case if these gag orders stick. And Americans, I didn't know that, and I just learned this from Alan Dershowitz, and now you know too, that First Amendment rights don't just go to the speaker, but they're for the hearer, that we have a right to free speech of others.
So I hope that the gag order will be appealed by Trump's lawyers, and I hope amicus briefs, friend of the court briefs, will be submitted by ordinary people saying, look, you're depriving us of our right to hear somebody. We're undecided. We don't know who we're going to vote for. We may be influenced by this.
If anyone out there knows how to write an amicus brief to the court and defend yourself and send it into New York, you should do it. That's my assignment to you, to my legal-minded people. Send it into New York saying, we have a First Amendment right because we want to hear what Trump has to say and defend himself. Here's that Newsweek article. Donald Trump attorney Alina Habba, habanero, called for Judge Engoron to recuse himself from the former president's civil fraud case during a Fox News interview on Friday, claiming they, quote, cannot wait here any longer, unquote, for the Office of Attorney Ethics to take action. Trump's team is arguing Engoron should be removed from the case due to alleged appearance of impropriety following claims he received unsolicited advice, that was in the video clip that we heard from MSNBC, from New York real estate attorney Adam Lightman Bailey whilst the trial was still ongoing, and none of us heard about it. Why? Because Engoron didn't disclose anything. In February, Judge Engoron, who sits on the New York State Supreme Court, imposed a fine of $454 million fraud dollars, including interest, on Trump after concluding he engaged in civil fraud by falsely inflating the value of his assets when securing bank loans. I'm saying just that factoid alone should terrify any Democrats in New York, that this government is coming for you next. Guys, these are nothing. These accusations are nothing against Trump, and they built them up to a $454 million fine. They're nothing what he did to E. Jean Carroll. These are nothing. He was fined for defamation, and they inflated her career to be worth $84 million. This is nothing what happened with the cover-up, supposedly, and election interference that made him into a felon. If they can do this to him, they can do way worse with us who have less resources, less ability to pay for our own lawyer. So here's the deal. Alina Habba is making a big deal about the gag orders against Trump. I believe they have to remove those gag orders before his debate. coming up on the 27th in 5 days. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Do they remove that gag order before the debate?
Yo, there we have it, guys. Coming from our friend Doug in Exile. I'll definitely be sure to leave the original video link down in the description box below for those who want to go over there and check that out. Also, guys, go over there and show our friend Doug a bit of love. Oh my goodness, guys. What we just seen there was another bad day for those corrupt judges and justices that have been coming after Donald Trump with this weaponization of the Department of Justice system. This legal lawfare is all coming to slap them right back in the face. We're now seeing it all coming out against Judge Arthur Engoron, guys. Can't say I'm surprised. You know, it was gonna come out sooner or later. You know, all the dirt that he tried to shove into his closet, it was bound to come out. You know, and this is his day. As we're now getting new information and surfacing on that corruption of the judge while the Trump trial was going on, and communication, getting an unsolicited advice for that attorney Adam Bailey, guys. I mean, that's just flat out wrong. The judge should step down, recuse himself, or have his verdict, his ultimate decision and ruling overturned by the appeals court. And that's what we got Alina Habba exclaiming right here in this update, guys. She's screaming that, you know, Judge Arthur Engoron was not transparent. There was no full disclosure of, you know, his communications. That was, you know, it wasn't amongst either of the parties. It wasn't the Attorney General or the attorneys of Donald Trump. So he's definitely supposed to disclose all information that goes out to, you know, parties that are not involved with the case. You know, he's talking to some random attorney on Trump's case. This is the same attorney who's come after Trump, I think 5 or 6 different times. So this guy's got bias against Trump, and he's saying he wants to make sure he calls the balls no strikes well on this one, which keys are saying or hints at that he's saying he wants to make sure that he gets Donald Trump, make sure he gets him good, which ultimately means this whole thing could be flipped, turned on top of his head, guys. Judge Arthur Engoron is in a world of trouble, guys. Then we got that DA Alvin Bragg, who is in tandem with Judge Merchan, trying to make sure that they, you know, keep Donald Trump silent while he's debating next week, guys. We already know what this all was a big effort of. You know, they're trying to make sure that he doesn't get the truth out there to the American people, but we all know, you know, he's still going to talk. He doesn't care about the gag order, whether it's consequences that comes behind it. He's going to make sure that, you know, he gets his truth out, because we already know how slimy and low Joe Biden will go during these debates to make sure that he hits him below the belt, you know, trying to aim at these, you know, where the gag order kind of censors or shields Donald Trump from being able to talk. Donald Trump will speak on it otherwise and just take the consequences on the back end, guys. And I feel like that will bring about even more support, you know, for Donald Trump, because the people will see that he's facing consequence for just trying to tell the truth on a debate stage, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section, man. Let me know your thoughts. What we just seen. Judge Arthur Engoron seems like he's going down, and so does that D. Alvin Bragg, Judge Juan Merchan, guys. Despite the gag order we're seeing here, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Also, make sure you guys hit that share button and share us out to as many Facebook friends as possible. You guys share the truth. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button. It doesn't cost one thing, you guys. Hit that like button for your boy, and also hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on next week.